Hello everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Bulletin. We're thrilled to have you here. Because today's story is one that has taken fans by complete surprise, and the internet can't stop talking about it. Moment captured under the midnight lights of Seoul. So real, so natural, so breathtakingly intense that viewers began questioning whether it was even acting at all. Yes, we're talking about a scene that's gone viral. Chae-min and Yoona's midnight Seoul scene looks so real fans thought it wasn't acting. What exactly happened during that shoot? Did the atmosphere feel unscripted, almost electric? And what detail did fans notice that changed everything? Stay right here. The full behind-the-scenes truth begins now. The streets of Seoul were unnaturally quiet that night. Lit only by flickering street lamps and the soft golden glow spilling from late-night cafes. It was well past midnight. Time when even the city's relentless rhythm seemed to pause for breath. But for the production team shooting the drama's pivotal turning point, the night had only just begun. The director stood behind the monitor, shoulders tense, eyes locked on the narrow alleyway where the scene would unfold. This is the moment, he whispered to his assistant. If they get this right, the whole series changes. Chae-min adjusted the collar of his dark coat, the crisp winter air brushing against his neck. He exhaled deeply, sending a thin veil of fog into the cold night. The character was supposed to be on the verge of emotional collapse, trying to walk away from everything he knew, only to be confronted by the one person capable of stopping him. And that person was Yoona. She stood several meters away, her breath trembling visibly as she prepared. In a modest white sweater and long coat, she didn't look like an actress under the night lights. She looked like someone who had run through half the city searching for someone she shouldn't lose. Her expression already carried a rawness that wasn't rehearsed, something almost too vulnerable. The director lifted his hand. Ready. The crew held their breath. Action. Chae-min began walking down the alley. Steps steady but heavy. His face was a mask of unresolved pain. Movement cold and distant. When he passed under the final street lamp, the light flickered above him as though the entire universe hesitated. Then Yoona appeared. She stepped into the frame at the perfect moment, but something was different. She moved with urgency, not the slow, controlled pace they had practiced. Her breath escaped in harsh bursts. Her eyes shone too brightly. Chae-min, she shouted, her voice cracking unexpectedly. Chae-min froze. He turned slowly, the breath in his chest stopping midair. Yoona stood there, shoulders trembling, eyes locked on him with a force that hit him harder than the script demanded. The director whispered. This isn't the take we rehearsed. The script had called for calm restraint. Quiet confrontation. The simmering tension of two people who had drifted apart. But what Yoona was giving him wasn't simmering, it was boiling. It was the kind of emotion that wasn't written. She took a step forward, voice shaking. Why are you leaving without saying anything? Blinked, thrown off. That wasn't the scripted line. He was supposed to answer with something cold, distant, controlled. Her sudden rawness pulled something unexpected from him. His facade cracked. His breathing faltered. His eyes narrowed. Not in anger, but in disbelief. Why are you here? He replied, a line that wasn't in the script either. The director leaned forward, stunned. Don't stop. Let them go. Stepped closer. Her feet crunching lightly against the gravel. Her voice dropped lower, fragile yet firm. You think disappearing will fix everything? You think I'll just let you walk away? Her eyes glistened, not with forced tears, but with something fierce. Something dangerously real. Chae-min's jaw tightened. His character was supposed to be stoic here, defensive. But standing inches from her trembling voice, his emotion slipped. Follow me, he whispered. The air between them crackled. It was too tense. Too real. Yoona shook her head, slow, deliberate, heartbreaking. No. The way she said it, breathy, shaking, desperate, sent a ripple through everyone on set. Chae-min's composure shattered. He stepped back, unable to mask the shock in his eyes. The scene wasn't supposed to feel like this. This wasn't acting. This was something alive. He grabbed her wrist, an action that wasn't in the script. The crew gasped softly. Yoona flinched, tears spilling instantly. Chae-min's breath caught painfully in his throat. The emotion that erupted between them was so raw that one camera operator whispered, "My God, is this real?" Yoona's voice trembled. "Why didn't you tell me?" Didn't call for a confrontation. But here they were, two actors locked in a moment so emotionally heavy that every heartbeat echoed through the silent alley. Chae-min swallowed hard. Because you would have stopped me. Yoona's breath hitched, a sound of disbelief, pain, and something else entirely. He stepped closer, their faces only inches apart. For a split second, one brief, electric second, the two weren't acting. The world around them faded. The crew vanished. The cameras vanished. And fans who later watched the leaked behind-the-scenes clip felt the same thing. Something was happening between them. That wasn't part of the script. The director finally whispered the word he never thought he'd say for a scene so intense. Cut. Yoona staggered back, wiping her tears quickly as though embarrassed. Chae-min exhaled hard, running a trembling hand through his hair. The director stood frozen, unable to speak. The crew exchanged looks of disbelief. A stylist whispered, "What did we just witness?" Night air vibrated with something electric. Something unscripted. Something real. And within hours, once fans saw the leaked preview clip, the world exploded with one reaction. That wasn't acting. But the truth behind that moment, the one detail that changed everything, wouldn't be revealed until the next night. When the bonus camera footage surfaced, it captured, sent the entire fandom into chaos. The leaked preview clip spread faster than wildfire, reaching millions of views before dawn. Fans paused the moment Yoona's voice cracked. They replayed the second Chae-min grabbed her wrist. They analyzed the electricity between them frame by frame. But nothing compared to what happened the following night. Because someone, no one knows who, uploaded a behind-the-scene camera 3 clip. A camera angle that wasn't meant for public release. A camera that captured everything the main angles missed. The moment fans saw it, the internet detonated. It began right after the director yelled, "Cut." Yoona turned away quickly, wiping her eyes with the back of her hand, her shoulders shaking. She wasn't acting anymore, she was trying not to break down. Chae-min took a step toward her. Then another. He reached out slowly, gently placing a hand on her arm. And the audio picked up his whisper, one so soft, so intimate. It didn't sound like a line from the drama. "Okay." Yoona stiffened, not coldly, but like someone caught off guard by sincerity she wasn't prepared for. "I'm fine," she whispered, voice trembling. Wasn't. Chae-min knew it. The camera knew it. Every fan who watched the leak knew it. He sighed softly, a shaky sound, and lowered his head for a moment as if collecting courage. Then he spoke again. Wasn't planned. His voice was rough, almost embarrassed. "But I failed it." Yoona froze. The crew in the background tried not to stare, tending to busy themselves with props and lighting adjustments. But everyone heard it. Everyone felt that tension hang in the air. Yoona turned slowly, her eyes still red. Breath shallow. "I didn't mean to ruin the scene," she whispered. "You didn't," he said immediately. "You made it real." She looked at him, and that single look contained 1,000 unspoken things. He held her gaze, his voice dropping lower. "When your voice cracked, I couldn't stay in character. It hit me too hard." Yoona blinked rapidly. "That wasn't supposed to happen." "No," he said quietly. "That's why it scared me." The fans watching the leaked video later wouldn't forget that sentence. "That's why it scared me." What did he mean? What scared him? Tears? Her vulnerability? His own reaction? Continued. Yoona took a shaky breath. Didn't plan it. The emotions just came out. Chae-min hesitated, then gave a faint, agile smile, nothing like the confident, charismatic expressions fans were used to. They did, he whispered. Yoona looked away, cheeks reddening, voice softening into something dangerously real. "Me too." For a moment, neither moved or spoke. They simply stood there, in the same cold night air, their unspoken emotions floating between them like mist. A crew member cleared his throat loudly to break the tension. To check a light stand. Yoona stepped back quickly, regaining her composure. "We should reset." "Yeah," Chae-min replied. His eyes lingered on her a moment longer than necessary. Clip ended abruptly, the moment the two parted ways to return to their marks. But the damage was done. The fandom exploded. That wasn't acting. Did you hear his voice? That was real. She was crying for real. The chemistry is insane. Changes everything. But the truth, the real truth, came from someone inside the production team who anonymously posted a comment that shot to the top instantly. You guys don't understand. That scene wasn't supposed to be emotional at all. The script was neutral. Everything they did was unscripted. Fans lost their minds. Memes. Analysis threads. Breakdown edits. Millions of views within hours. The director then added fuel to the chaos the next morning during a press Q&A for the drama. Asked about the viral midnight clip, he paused mysteriously and simply said, "What you saw wasn't acting. It was truth captured by accident." Reporters gasped. Fans screamed online. Entire entertainment community spiraled. But the biggest shock came last. During a behind-the-scenes interview released 2 days later, was asked calmly, "What were you feeling during that midnight scene?" She hesitated. Her lips parted. Her breath wavered. She said one sentence, one that sent the fandom into absolute meltdown. "I wasn't acting from the script. I was acting from my heart." The clip ended, and the world erupted. As the midnight scene continued to spread across the world, neither Chae-min nor Yoona released a statement, denied anything, or tried to explain. And strangely, that silence only made everything more intense. The director later admitted he kept the first take, the raw, unscripted one, because no scripted moment could compare to what those two created under the dim Seoul streetlights. Moments so real that even after the cameras stopped rolling, emotions lingered like the taste of cold winter air. Fans replayed the behind-the-scenes clip again and again, searching for answers in every breath, every tremor, every crack of vulnerability between them. But perhaps the truth was never meant to be spelled out. Because some moments in storytelling, the rare ones, belong not to the script, but to the people brave enough to feel something genuine in front of a camera. Night, Chae-min and Yoona proved something extraordinary. Sometimes the most unforgettable scene isn't the one written, but the one lived. And the world had the privilege to witness it. Thank you, viewers, for joining us on this intense, emotional journey behind one of the most talked about scenes in recent K-drama filming. Your curiosity, passion, and attention are what keep Behind the Bulletin alive, uncovering the stories behind the stories, the truth behind the moments, magic behind every frame. Stay tuned. More secrets, more revelations, and more unforgettable scenes await. We'll see you in the next episode of Behind the Bulletin.